time on...
There's a bit of weight in that. So we'll do the first one. That's the easiest one. It's the top slide. Just needs a bit of a clean up and have a look at what's going on. Bit ordinary. A lot of movement there, but that may be adjustable. If you look closely, there's a couple of slots in there. I should be able to use some circlip pliers to undo them. Looks to be a keyway in there. Now I should be able to knock that out. Well, that's out. I may have damaged the key taking it out, but we'll see what happens. Should be okay. It's just a wood rough key. Only small, but needs to be there. Now that should come out. That one's out. Got all those sorted, got all my bits in a box. A decent sized screwdriver. Everything is in a single piece. Next we'll work on the cross slide. Not a whole lot of parts to this. Alright, this one's going to take a little bit of work. So we've got a spring washer in there. Got another wood rough key. Bit of cleaning up for that one as well. That's fairly worn. I don't know whether it's worn or it's a step. There's not much play in it. So some of this stuff will need a little bit of paint stripper. I may be able to brush some of the paint off. And gloves for this. This one's got a bit of paint. I think I'll hit that with the paint stripper. So I'll put this together. Now, first thing I had to look at was this Acme lead screw. As you can see, it's fairly well worn out, but the beauty is when I screw it in, a little bit of play, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I might call that probably okay. If I bottom this out and run it up and down, there's a couple of knocks. I can see some shiny spots. There's one here, there's a bit of a knock up here, which I might lap. See if we can fix that. Still got a little bit. Yeah, I can see a little scrape there. A couple of dents over this side. Let's try a stone. A little scrape there. Couple dents over this side. Let's try a stone. That's not too bad. I've still got all my degrees markings, so that's a good sign. Alright, let's put this together. Now that the top slide is done, we'll do a bit of work on the cross slide. And as usual, just start with the cleaning up. Alright, there's a little bit of paint on this one. We'll see how it comes off. Now I'll hit it with some paint stripper. Next thing I want to work on is the headstock itself. I've pulled the spindle out, removed most of the paint, still a little bit up here. It's got some oilers that kind of seen better days. I might see if I can get some new ones there. So I'll pull it apart, see if we can get some, brush it up, see if we can get some paint on it. Let's remove the oilers. Little parts box. Alright, that eccentric shaft is pretty good condition. These look like a press fit. Next one to be working on is the actual headstock spindle. Now I've got this pin here which engages the ball gear at the back. For some reason I didn't know how to get that out. Didn't know how it operated. I'm still not sure. I'll soak that in the degreaser and see what happens. Alright, I think I'm going to have to make up a new one of these. I pulled the old locking pin apart, cleaned it up enough to see what I could do and how it works. Decided I wasn't too happy with it. So I've made a completely new one. It's got a slight spring in there, so when it's disengaged it'll hold itself on these two pins. You want to re-engage the main drive, just slide that back in. Alright, I've stripped everything off. I've taped up the bearings. I'm going to use some etch primer. So we'll let that dry off a bit. Okay, so I've cleaned up all the main spindle, this ball gear. Obviously there's been a smash at some stage. We've broken away part of the casting on the ball gear locking pin. The piece wasn't there, so I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to have to put up with it.